I've seen a lot of friendships go down to the wayside and a lot of people business be put out in Front Street. It's crazy because your best friend will probably be the one to betray you. And they say love thy neighbor. But there's no telling how many bodies they got in their backyard because the grass sure does look good on top when the dirt is packed hard. See, me, I don't have friends. See, this terminology that we seem to believe in just doesn't seem to fit in the timeline of the generation that I was conceived in. Yeah, we cool. I'm your boy on the weekend, but as soon as I turn my back, that's when the flow boys go to creaking and the rats go to creeping and everybody starts talking like church women do about Deacon Brown's wife as soon as the pastor goes to preaching. But we are all good people, right? When you see me, it's, hey man, how you doing? Your family good? Everything good with you? But under their breath, they mumbling like, how it's a bus would hit you. Wait, what was that? Nothing, man. Glad to see you doing okay. See, this is just an example of the things that tend to happen to me every single day, and I don't think it would get better, even if I pray, because you know the devil was an angel once upon a time. Because in the fact that God has so much shine, so why should I have faith in mankind? When their jealousy is easy to see like pale white women tan lines, and as far as I can tell, some of us have been in the sun for far too long. So am I wrong? Am I just in my feelings? Did Tony not kill Manny? Did Bishop not kill Raheem? Is this not a representation of a vivid illustration of what happens when you let your so-called friends in on your team? Or is this just a dream? I know it's not the one that died the king. But in this picture, all I can see is me, just like everyone else. That's why we always gotta stop to take a selfie. So if it doesn't concern me, then it doesn't concern us. And we got gasoline-soaked bridges that are waiting to burn trust, but we want equality for everyone. But everyone ain't for everyone, cause when you're down and out, there's never anyone to help pick you up, to help carry one. But it's kinda ironic because when you die, it takes 6 people to help carry one. But amongst everyone, nobody wants to be that very one. So if I die today, I don't want you liking none of my pictures, sharing my statuses, saying I miss you. Cause when I was here, day to day, you ain't give a shit about me. Now you putting on that they're like you can't forget about me. And that's real. T-Law.
What up with it? Welcome to the show. Let me make sure the mic sound nice. Yeah, that my mic sound nice. Check them up. What up, everybody? It's your boy, the Digital Pit Boss, and as you know, I gets it in. I gotta get it in. I ain't been on my channel in a little while. Seems like if I leave for a day, they hit me up. Pit, I can't sleep till you come on. So I'm on to holler at y'all, see what's up with y'all. What do y'all think about the journey that we taking? Peace to the room. Oh yeah, peace to the room. Appreciate y'all that checked me out. I went over there to the Sonetta Network, and Sonetta let me put in some work. He had to give me a little bit of static, you know what I'm saying? He was like, look, man, I'm gonna let you on, but we got to put a little heat. Because you say you got some truth, and your truth got to be able to stand the fire. So, you know, it's all good. I came on, I did my thing. Show them how to go over there and not get the googly voices overlapped on your info while you're dropping. You got to have some heart. Go over there and get all the down likes and whatever goes down. You got to be about that life. So I'm here. So, you know, I don't know what comments y'all got. Y'all can ask me some questions if you have anything. This is just a show where I'm just talking. You know, we're gonna stay one move ahead. So, you know, I'm gonna put the link out there. You know, my haters, my fans, my friends, my frenemies, anybody, you know, you can hit the link. I throw a live link out there. Let the haters, whoever, you know, I ain't tripping. But other than that, y'all don't have to hit the link at all. I just sit here and talk for a minute. This is just kind of open show for me. I didn't have no prepared information for y'all, anything like that. I just came on to just to talk, see where y'all at with it. Read the comments. I know y'all done seen a few of my videos. Appreciate your divine love. Appreciate you, Asaga and D Grandison coming in the chat. Living Soul Journey. What up with you? And yeah, so a lot of people upset at various things going on with these YouTube channels these days. We all in a conundrum. We don't know how to get out of it. You know, we started off having some fun, going at each other. Now the shit just carried on, and everybody getting a little frustrated. They trying to figure out, what do we do next? Which direction do we go? You know, so I want to keep promoting one concept. It's cool to, you know, come on and dislike a video because you disagree with the person's and whatever they saying, or you just don't like them at all. Like, you don't give a shit what they could be talking about. You just don't like them, so you don't want to see them. So you want to make sure you come express some of your anger on their videos. And so, you know, you got the right to up like, down like a video. And but if we want to restore some order, we need the chat room to be, you know, conscious in the aspect that if you disagree with a perspective, that you ask a question that's relevant to the conversation, and that it's a fair question. You don't have to agree with somebody on every principle that they stand on. And to better illustrate that, you know, you can say something in the chat where you disagree. Hey D, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you. What's going on down your way?
Man, everything's going good. I'm at work, as you can see. But man, you gave an awesome dissertation on Sonata show last night. I was like, now that's how you go up there and confront him with the stuff. And he was busting. You got to show him the
Okay, you're coming in a little bit of low. I'm gonna try to lift your volumes up. I
is
can
this a
only
little better?
yeah, I can hear you. You're real soft. If y'all can't hear, somebody type a 1 if you can't hear her clearly, and I'll see what I can do. Go ahead and
Man,
speak.
when you showed the picture and you compared the book that he was done, it was like he didn't know what he was in for. And I thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it. It was great. And when you got to asking him, you said, so how do you, line up that this say the same stuff that Alexandria was saying? He was done. He couldn't do nothing else but say, oh, you trying to praise them. No, just pointing out the observation, and you got him with his own language. When you say I'm using my logical mind, great.
That's right. Now, what you mean when I showed the pictures? That was like, which particular pictures, you know, was you referring to at that moment?
It was some pictures of Matt, and then it was some other pictures, Kundalini or something like that. But look, I got some customers, so my customers just came in. I'm gonna run, but thanks for having me. I'm gonna
Okay, if
run.
you get time, come on back. And we couldn't hear you clearly, but if you get a moment, you know, come on back in the room.
There you go.
All right, all right. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry I couldn't do nothing. She was on her cell phone, and she was speaking from a headset, and I know it was low. But you know, so basically what that was That was Denise Grandison channel. You can see her right there in the chat if y'all want to click on her and subscribe to her channel. She you know, her and her husband over there got a whole bunch of information they be wanting to give out. And so, you know, she's cool. She just looks at information fairly and judge it, you know, from her perspective. And that's cool. So I think what she was referring to is there's a segment where I kind of went into what is called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Hey, we got somebody else on. We got the Great Divine. What's up with you?
Good morning.
Hey, you know, I've been waking up doing my little yoga exercises with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if y'all don't, let me tell them real quick. If y'all don't know about what Divine Love is sharing on her page, if you up early in the morning and you know getting ready for work, you just want to learn, do some stretches and stuff like that with her. She putting up little quick early morning energy. So y'all click on her page, Divine Love, and subscribe. But go ahead, Divine, tell us about what's on your mind.
Well, I've seen, you know, your video that you did with Sinetta, and it was good. You put out some good information. I just want to know when, you know, everyone's going to get past what people believe and start, you know, wanting to build together, you know, with other Black people. Because I feel like that stuff is like keeping us divided, you know, and we need to get past that and start, you know, working on building, because we ain't going to get anything done if we keep going through that same cycle of, you know, worrying about what someone's believing, you know, instead of just doing the work and building together for Black people, because that's the only way we're going to get out this messed up situation we're in. Well, I just wanted to say that.
Let me put it on a simple level, like, and I know you don't probably drink soda pop or sodas, you know, but you got two major companies, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Now, if we having a party and I say go buy some Coca-Cola, I mean, some soda pop and get a cola. Now you're gonna pick up the one you like, right? And then when you bring, even if you bring both kind to the party, people are going to take the one that they enjoy, right? And that's what information and building is like. The only way we can build is where we're like-minded. So it's the trying to build where you're not like-minded that's causing the frustration. Just understand some people ain't flowing with a particular paradigm. So the best way to build is go gather up with the people that agree with your perspective on whatever it is you're trying to do at that time. And sometimes, you know, people that you love, they're gonna build with you that day. Other days they're not gonna build with you because they just don't agree. And so since they don't agree, like you said, it ain't no need to arguing because we never gonna agree. So we need to only focus on like-minded people where you want to build. And then where they don't agree, then we should just move on and understand that just because you look like me don't mean you're gonna agree with me. And live with that. That's why, you know, what me and Sinetta basically did is we two people that don't agree. But we understand that our disagreement could be a building opportunity. And so he had me on the platform to knowing that he ain't going to agree to my information, but he should agree. Don't you think he should have agreed that he agreed with Alice Bailey?
Yeah, he should agree with all your information because, I mean, it's the same information basically.
I mean, he couldn't deny it. He hate Christians. He say that the Bible is oppressive for Black people. Alice Bailey agrees. You know what I'm saying? So he should put her up on the wall so that people can know about her information that agree with him. But see, they don't like being confronted with the truth. And that's what's wrong with consciousness of the day. We don't like the truth. So I just showed them, look, this is where your information was prior to y'all master teachers. Before you heard of a Dr. Ben, you could have been over there hanging out with Alice Bailey. She'd have gave you that same information. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, I knew they was gonna ruffle their feathers, but it was just meant because in the conscious community, whenever we present information, everybody like to go scrutinize the information. So I just felt like it's a lot of people who don't know who Alice Bailey is. So let me present it so that they can go read her book. She got a lot of books, and she get into esoteric knowledge, and the type of shit she's saying is the same thing they saying. But they just don't want to give the credit to her. They rather give it to Dr. Ben and say that he took her work or the work and brought it to us in a more pure form. But he brought it in a pure form that didn't have a greater effect. So I tried to explain to him that knowledge applied can't be denied. And what she brought was applied. You see, Obama brought in the law to make homosexuality legal. That was some of her information, that she felt this would be something to empower bringing world religions together. And see, because he had so much resistance from what I wanted to bring, it was like 5 other, let's say, websites or information I wanted to present that I never could because he wanted to keep me on the defense the whole time. But I kind of enjoyed that, you know, having a little back and forth with him. So I wasn't mad that that's the way he wanted to do it, because, you know, he liked to keep a little entertainment on his channel, you know, keep his audience awake. So, you know, we have to play the game with that. And but you know, so, you know, give me some more of your feedback if you like about some of the other points of it that you might have enjoyed or disagreed or whatever.
Well, one other thing I noticed too is that, you know, like, or maybe I should say something else. So, like with the information, because like everything, all the information that we get as Black people, most of that information is going to be from white people, because those are the people who out there doing the work. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why Sinetta, you know, he was missing that point, because the information they got is from white people too. I mean, all the information that we find and get, it's all from white sources, because they're the ones who translated all of it and all that stuff. So I'm like, wow, okay.
You know, it's not like Aleister Crowley, when he wrote the Book of the Law, he said he went to Kemet because he didn't know the information either. So he had to go to the source. So he said in his book, he went to Kemet, he seen some information, and then after understanding what the information was about, he said he was visited by what he called, you know, the spirits of Amun-Ra and the particular gods, and said that they gave him this message. So then he claimed to have wrote this book, the Book of the Law. And so, you know, I play that stuff on my channel, but they don't play it over there. So me presenting that to say, hey, this white boy agree with you, but, you know, Alice Bailey was operating at the same time as Marcus Garvey. So if the Kemetic community was around in 1923 when Garvey was on the scene and Alice Bailey was on the scene, they would have to admit, the Kemetic RBG, that they gonna go stand over there with Alice Bailey, because for them, she was kicking more truth than Marcus Garvey. And that's what's wrong with the conscious community, is that they don't know which side they want to stand on. They want to be Black power, RBG, Black nationalism, but they hold up a socialist Black power fist, and they don't even know the difference. And no matter how much I try to present that there is a difference in what you're trying to do, that you're pretty much a walking oxymoron, and you don't want me to tell you that you are. And so they fight me, and they, you know, pit. I don't know why they hate what I present. Like, you know, if you disagree with it, I would love for you to do an exposing of the information and then show me where I comprehend the information wrongly and correct me. And then if you do a great job, I will change that about my paradigm. because, you know, they was able to take it and show me, look, Pitt, you're looking at it wrong. That's why we don't like you, because you won't listen to no right teaching. Then I would say, okay, I went back and checked your work, and yeah, I kind of misunderstood that. So now I'm gonna correct that. And then I'm gonna rock the comedic RBG, you know. But they can't do that because Pitt Boss, I went in way harder than most of the people presenting information today. You know, back when we used to just be on the chat rooms chiming in, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Okay,
they don't
well,
want.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna get off the line because I got some grandbabies here and they all waking up. So
All right,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get off the line and continue to listen.
So you're gonna do some yoga tomorrow?
I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm gonna do some Pilates.
Oh, Pilates. What time do you go on live?
It'll be around between 7 and 8 my time,
That's
Central Time.
Central Time. Okay, yeah. So about 7, 8 in the morning, y'all can go to Divine Love and do some Pilates with her.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all go check that out. Hey,
Yes, I gotta go. Peace,
all right.
guys.
You gotta go do the mommy did the great mother duty.
Yeah.
Why he's on your computer?
They loving it. All right. All you got to do is click out that screen. It'll fall out for you, or you can hang on, whichever you like to do. Okay. Yeah, y'all. That was Divine Love. She came on the show, did our first Her Stories with me and Black Ink. So, you know, if there's any women out there that want to tell her story and want to kind of, you know, promote themselves, you know, hey, I open up the platform for that. So, yeah. So in my mind, if you out there strategizing for your own self-improvement, you really got to focus on the board. And we consider, you know, the construct of America or whatever environment you're in, that's the board. And you got to stay one move ahead. You got to know how your opposition is positioned themselves. And then when you pay attention to how they're positioned and what they're trying to accomplish and what their end goal is, then you got to strategize that into your program and start to move around it. So by staying one move ahead, it don't matter where they move, you always in a better position. So I have a little series called The War Chest, and not a lot of y'all want to tune into that because I'm playing information outside of the conscious community, but in the bigger world, these people get 1 million views on their videos, 1 million. And if you coming over there to the War Chest and you hearing it for the first time, you're not part of that million. So I'm just bringing it and inserting it to the crowd that, you know, we call the conscious community, or those that just focusing in on my channel. And I did that to kind of separate myself a little bit, you know what I mean? And kind of get away from the everyday conversation that the conscious community be having. I avoided a lot of the 2017 beefs. I couldn't avoid them all because it was just people that just really felt like we got to shut Pitt down. He's too this and he's too that, and he think he hard. And I ain't never been in the West Coast, so whatever their issues are, they threw 1,000 videos at me. They sent 1 billion trolls over, but yet I'm on Sarnetta, and y'all know, for me to get on Sarnetta wasn't no easy task. I had to box with the conscious community. He had a whole lot of supporters. His attack dogs bite me on the ankles. I just stayed pushing. You know what I'm saying? Then affiliates outside of his disagreeing with my viewpoint, smashing on my platform. All I did when I came in this conscious community is I said, look, conscious community, I see y'all got love for the Black people, but those that taught you your paradigm of Black power misled you. And what we try to do is show primary documentation. So I said, did y'all know that the man y'all love, Marcus Garvey, who gave you this red, black, and green flag, did you know who he looked to build his UNIA foundation? Well, he admired a man named Booker T. Washington. So I brought them Booker T. Washington. They was hot because they said, man, everything we ever heard about Booker T was he was a coon. And we ain't trying to hook up with no coons. I said, yeah, you know who called him the coon? The real coons. So I put up a video called Booker T versus the Niagara movement. Now, who was the Niagara movement? The Niagara movement was well-paid, well-educated Black people in 1905, disagreeing with Booker T's science, technology, and engineering format that he duplicated from MIT, Massachusetts Institution of Technology. Now, today, that institution, MIT, is spitting out people that create what we know as Facebook, Microsoft, the big guys who own all these platforms. And Booker T looked at that college and was like, that's the shit right there, that part. And he said, that's what Black people need, the shit that's building white folks. Black folks need the same information. And then when he went back to study where that information came from, he could truly see that paradigms of the past that built great nations such as Kemet was using that same information. He could see that. So he said, well, that's what we need. We need to own our own economics. You can't own your own economics if you don't develop the mechanisms that create the economics. So he made that the paradigm of his college. I just tried to introduce that. And then look what they do. But what about that speech where he compromised us? Start taking money from the white man. It's like, what? What? You don't want no money from the white man? You don't want no money from the white man? Right now? White men start talking about any Black people want $1 million, we handing it out. Which one of y'all not going to get it? I ain't taking no money from the white man. I'm keeping it real. This is real Black power. I'm not want no money from the white man because then you obligated to the white man. That's your rationalization. So then I said, let me show y'all. Let me just not talk about it. Let me be about it. Because you know how y'all be. If you don't be about it, don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. So let's be about it for a second. You know what I mean? Let me get a little deeper in my flow. So I created a group. I started this group 2-3 years ago. I put up them same guys. See that red, black, and green flag in the background? You see that Pan-Africanism? Who we got? Edward Blyden, Booker T, Marcus Garvey, Nat Turner, not Nat Turner, this is Alexander. Then we got Martin Delaney, and we got Sylvester Williams. These men represented Pan-Africanism and Black power, economic control of their environment. So I went on to make my pinned post. Look at this shit. The pending post. This post sits at the top of everything. It takes 10,000 hours to master your craft. That's 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 44 weeks a year for 5.5 years. You better get started. That's how I just start the page off. And I remove it every once in a while. I put something else up. Then I come in with the next post. This was posted on May 25th at 5:15 p.m. Let's read it. Let's get into what the hell I be talking about on this thing. It says, in 1857, the Supreme Court of the United States, in the Dred Scott decision, stated that a person of African descent whether emancipated or free, has no right which the white man is bound to respect. The United States Constitution, adopted written in 1787, while avoiding the use of the word slave, required that fugitives from labor, meaning enslaved people, escaping from one state to another, must be returned to their so-called owners. More than a century before Dred Scott, in 1754, Philadelphia yearly meeting in a religious society of friends told its members to live in ease and plenty by the toil of those whom violence and cruelty have put in power is neither consistent with Christianity nor common justice. By 1770, all of the Quakers' yearly meetings in North America were united on the proposition that the enslaved had a natural and just right of labor, and no Quaker should think to claim a human being as property. Slavery was, in Quakers' eyes, a national evil. Right? It goes on to say, a house divided against itself shall not stand. Matthew 12:25. What is to be done? On one side were people who believed slavery to be the right and property, and on the others were those who denied any legitimacy to the institution. In the middle were the people who may have had reservations about slavery, but accepted its existence as the law of the land and part of the national impact. Harboring a fugitive from labor was a violation of both the United States Constitution and the federal law. It wasn't just illegal, it was subversive, even treasonous. The Quakers' approach to abolitionism, the transition from slavery to freedom, particularly within a society where slavery is both legal and normative, raises the questions about the position of the newly freed, since the North American slavery became almost exclusively connected with race. And people of African descent were therefore considered by many of the 18th and 19th century as others. What was to be stated of free people? Were they citizens? Could they vote? Do they have the same rights, including access to the legal system as whites? Where did they fit in the economy? The Quakers of the 18th and 19th century were very aware that Quakers had once held slaves, people who had worked for Quakers but had not been paid for their labor. It was not enough to clear the Society of Friends of the sin of slaves, of slave holdings, but to look to educate of the freed people. Philadelphia Quaker John Parrish was in 1807 left a bequest for the use of Africans and their descendants as a reward for the advantages I have received. I'm sorry, I missed my spot. Here we go. I'm sorry, I missed my place. Where I received from their labor. Another Quaker's former slave owner, Richard Humphreys, left a similar bequest, which laid the foundation of what is now Cheney University. Moral accountability in slavery. For Quakers, human slavery was not merely wrong, it was incapable with moral and neutral law, according to Jonathan Damon, an English Quaker. Any human being forfeited his labor by his crimes has the right to be free, and that whosoever forcibly withhold liberty from an innocent man robs him of his right and violates moral law. Quakers had a problem. They had to determine that slavery was absolutely wrong, but lived in the United States within the society under a government that held that people could be property. The Bible said, "Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God. Matthew 22 and 21. What if God and Caesar demanded different things? The Bible laid out the golden rule: whosoever ye would that men should do unto you, do you so even unto them. Matthew 7 and 12. For Quakers, when religious duty came into conflict with the law of the land, it was the duty of the Christian to suffer rather than obey. The Christian's duty was to suffer against an unjust law, then obey it. So the Pennsylvanian Quakers, William Jackson, made this a point in the 1846 pamphlet. No one under any moral obligation to lend himself as a tool to others for crime, even when commanded by his government to do the wrong. If you believe in the golden rule, what should you do when a fugitive comes to your door? Violence and nonviolence. Quakers had a history of going to jail for not paying church tithes, for refusing to bear arms. In 17th century in England, thousands of Quakers spent time in prison for years when they could easily have won their freedom by paying fines or swearing oaths. Nonviolent civil disobedience did not begin with Martin Luther King in the 90s, or even Henry Davis Thoreau in the 1840s, but had been a part of the Quaker practice since 1650s. Read this whole damn thing because I don't feel like reading it. Y'all can go sign up to my page and get it all, but I do want to show you this by Harriet Tubman. Let's blow it up. Quakers, almost as good as coloreds, they call themselves friends every time. Harriet Tubman. That's the type of shit I'm posting in my group. This ain't what you're going to find in the conscious community, because they don't believe in the truth. They believe in living the lie. So then I go on to post my man, Alexandra. I give a little back history. Look what it says. It says in 1908, an offer by W.E.B. Du Bois to merge the council with the Niagara movement and two other organizations. Walters angered many black followers by endorsing Democratic president candidate William Jennings Bryan. The council soon dissolved. By Walters waste little time seeking a new power base, emerging as president of the National Independent Political League. Now I'm gonna back up just a little bit where they tell you himself. A meeting in St. Paul's, Minnesota in 1902, Walter stepped aside to become chairman of the executive committee. A fortune was promoted to president of Booker T. Washington. This is where these men come from. And that's why this man is on my panel, because he understood what the moral law of his righteous deeds should be. And he wasn't messing with no W.E.B. Du Bois. So why in the hell is Dr. Esau, Leonard Jeffries, and the rest of them socialists, civil rights niggas claiming to be Pan-Africanism is trying to prop up W.E.B. Du Bois in 2017, thinking he got some history over there, thinking that his fake PhD that the white man gave you in his construct gave you the proper information? Should I go on? Is anybody else bringing this information to the conscious community? Oh shit, I got to show this. Hold on, be strong, because when it's on, it's on. community for 1.9 million. Somebody like Umar Johnson could access that right now. But he don't know what he doing. He ain't gonna come holler at Pit Boss. But he watched Side Net of TV. He watched the Side Net Effect, sent me a text while I was live. But he ain't gonna come try to pick my brain because I'm gonna have to tell him, look, homie, you're not perpendicular with Marcus Garvey. You ain't on your square. You're not sitting on a 90-degree angle, bruh. You faded from the truth. So you're gonna have to live your lie. You ain't gonna do it. You ain't gonna do it. Look, I put up some technology, some future shit. I don't give a shit who put the information out, white folks, Asians. If that shit STEM, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it to introduce it to my community. That's one of y'all might have the brains to go invent that for us or for yourself. Whatever, if you about self, do it for self. If you about the community, do it for the community. I'm just trying to push the interesting engineering. Then I backed up with the Quakers a little bit more, let you know a little more history, right? Got your Israel doctrine. He didn't jump in the group, dropped a little bit info. You know, I don't even post in my group like I used to. When I first started it, I really had to get it in, right? So now how far back this shit go? All the way back to my first picture. Because what I did is I put pictures in groups so I can go find stuff. And I want y'all to I want you to see how far back I was bringing this shit. And you tell me, where was these dudes today when Pit Boss was dropping all these pictures in his group? Huh? Let me keep going. I got to really go back. There's a lot of shit in this thing, right? Will this thing let me go back any further? Okay. So here's the first post. This is December 4th, 2015. That's the first post. I put the banner in the room. Let's get it. Off the muscle. Look at this dude. His name is Orlando Hilton. This nigga is 4-time PhD, asking Pit Boss, who are the other two? This nigga got 4 PhDs. He a cool brother, but you know, he one of them comedic RBG integrationists, faking as the Black Power movement. I'm telling you, this brother is 4 PhDs, retired. Asking me, who is the other two? I taught him too. He was in my group Off the Muscle. Next post up. I ain't hating on Africa. I'm promoting it. I took a black African face. Shit to me. Put that red, black, green on it. This was like a promotion post. Just to spread around the internet, show them where to go sign up to my shit at. Right? It's that a serious look in your eye. Got you looking like something, right? That came December 4th. Oh, this is even before. Shit. They ain't even posted my posting order. Then I got straight to business. Came out with George Washington Carver on December 4th, 2015. I hit their ass with the STEM program. I wasn't doing videos. I was about to. But I had to get this locked in. I was still in the chat rooms of the conscious community, busting them up. Ain't shit I'm saying today, some shit I wasn't saying in 2015 or before that. I'm consistent in my information because the truth don't change. Only the lie changes as you dig up information. The lie continues to change. Every time you find another skull, you got to reinvent your science. You got to come up with another hypothesis because your shit changing. Because none of that shit true. But the truth, I wouldn't give a shit what you dig up. I don't got to change my view. Because whatever you dig up only going to be consistent with the truth. And so I went in. Right? Look, Harold Cruz. There ain't know nothing about this dude. Back in December 4th. In one day, I went berserko on their ass. I just went all the way in, right? Just going and going and going and going. I wouldn't even stop. And I'm not sure if this thing, you know what? I think Facebook blocking, because I had some other posts I don't recognize. Now let's get to the women, right? This is Booker T's wife. I had to put her in the game. What is all these links? Oh no. What else I do? Oh, I had to let them know that Garvey was a Christian, because at that time they didn't even know. God and nature first. Now, what the hell is Umar Johnson put? Africa first. He African first. See, he not perpendicular to Garvey, because Garvey put God of the Bible first and nature, because God created all things. So it's God and nature first, made us what we are. And then out of our own created genius, we make ourselves what we want to be. Follow always that great law. Let the sky and God be our limit, and eternity our measurement. He keep that God. He keep that God in that program, right? Then I went to Brother Steve Coakley on the second day. Had to drop some of that Steve on him. Because what did Steve do? He busted out the boule. Therefore, he goes into my category, bringing out the truth. He lost his life for the amount of information he exposed. They broke him, a PhD literary artist who went against the grain. Died broke as shit. Couldn't buy a bowl of soup. They poisoned him. Went to the hospital to the white man, and they poisoned him. Then we went on. Got down to the business. Marcus Garvey. Went on in a little information. I could go all the day. This shit long. Whole bunch of shit. But the proper shit, not that regurgitated shit they kicking. Now look, here's a Black Power picture, no fist. Here's a Black Power picture, no fist. I tell people, you will not find Garvey or anybody in his movement throwing up the Black Power fist. But I deal with that Black Power fist. You see it? Body your soul, free your mind, and there go that fist, right? Now, why did I use that particular picture? I'm trying to capture their attention. And I go in. And if you go in here and read this, you'll understand why I put this particular picture. But I deal with that fist. I don't let that fist get away. I talk about Barack Obama. Found the picture of Barack walking in, somebody painted it red, black, and green. Did slaves build the White House? Construction on the president's house began in 1792 in Washington, D.C. I give you some history. I'm just slowly busting shit up. It says, stonemason Colin Williamson trained enslaved people on the spot at the government's quarry in Virginia. I didn't miss a beat. You just wasn't there. Now look, that's what we used to do when we was kids. When your friends were friends. This picture represents when friends were friends. This is what friends would do. They gonna bind together. They in harmony. And they don't look all that rich, but they damn sure don't look sad and poor either. Now look, cooking class, African shit, Pan-Africanism, representing African culture. This is cooking class. If your ass live in the backwoods of Africa, this is what cooking class look like. Your food running around Not at the supermarket. That shit running around. You got to grab his ass, break his neck, and throw him in the pot. This is cooking class. A mother teaching a child how to get busy. And her homegirls came over for dinner. Let's get it. Then I get into the slave narratives. This is Sarah Goodger at age 121. I run through the slave narratives, all these pictures taken out of the archives in the White House. Age 70, 87. I just take you through some shit that they wasn't presenting. Right? Talk about the Nat Turner movie. Where them civilized pagans at? This was the original post for the movie that never made it into the real movie that came out, because the first trailer was where they shot the movie, and then the movie that was released was not the original version. They had to tone that shit down. So the Nat Turner movie you seen wasn't the one that was shot. The one that was shot was so goddamn blood gushy. They was like, don't scare the white people. They had to take out the blood and guts. Pit Boss was on it early. Wrap that shit into the red, black, and the green. And then I went into some other shit. Douglas Valentine, the Phoenix Program. This book sells for more than $700 in the hardback if you could find it. Oh yeah. I was dropping. Harriet Tubman, some more of that. Steve Coakley, live and uncensored. You know, when I jump on a subject, sometimes I just work through. This that activated charcoal that we made the soap out, but on this 2015, I was telling you what it do. I hadn't told them I was making soap yet. I was just telling them about the activated charcoal. I got some right now. I can show you a bag. I can show you it right now. I was showing them how to make natural toothpaste, coconut oil, baking soda, clay, and stevia. Get it in if that's the mixture you want. I got all kinds of mixtures. I can show you my shit right now, today. This ain't no, I ain't faking with this shit. Kwanzaa. I just decapitate. Listen to this nigga. This here you go. It's that dude. Keith Orlando. Boy, nobody even paying attention to it. I'm gonna get out of here with that shit. You trying to sneak in my room with that comedic RBG? This is why they don't like Pitt, because I ripped that shit to shreds. Now this post is the reason why I did Understanding Pan-Africanism. Capitalism going one way, socialism going another. They is not headed to the same port. Please believe it. This article go in hard. This article, look, socialism has been deeply ingrained in the Black community since the NAACP's founding in 1909, according to the Socialist Party USA. And the NAACP founder, W.E.B. Du Bois, later developed an administrator for the Soviet director, Joseph Stalin, and even continued to apologize for him even after many other Black intellectuals, such as Ralph Ellison, had repudiated their reports for the dictator. Du Bois even received in 1959 the Lenin Peace Prize and formally joined the Communist Party USA 2 years later in 1961. Ain't no goddamn Pan-Africanism socialism. Ain't no Pan-Africanism W.E.B. Du Bois. Ain't no Pan-Africanism rolling with no Stalin. What about that part? But I laid this shit in 2015. Now, I have been posting all month. I started at the beginning of the month. I'm a couple of weeks in and I'm smashing. I'm just trying to get it on document so that in 2017, I can show my calculated risk takers I ain't make this shit up. I'm just smashing. Niggas hate this shit. I feel you though. I'd be mad as shit too if somebody fooled the shit out of me. Look, then I take the squad and crucify them niggas. What up with you? You know, the Dagger Squad is really the Amun-Ra Squad, fractionated. Team Osiris is really the Amun-Ra Squad, fractionated. The Mosai Warrior Clan is really the Amun-Ra Squad, fractionated, fractions of the whole. Yeah, I put their voodoo doll under the pressure of the sword. Death to synthesis, ideologies, and anonism. I'm killing it. God. Then I smack them. James Wormley, Agent 800, was appointed as the first African-American special agent on November 19th, 1919 by the Bureau of Investigations. I can't tell y'all how cold the game is. How cold the game is. Look, I'm coming. Look, this is that chick. This that chick. I put her on Israel Doctrine Show, Saturday, January 9th, 2016. This that chick that showed up on Sonetta. I put her on his show. She was in my group. Israel Doctrine, they never knew who she was. I said, look, I got this lady that wrote a book about the assassination of Booker T. Washington. In her view, he was assassinated. He was like, oh man, bring her on the Black Intelligentsia. This is Dr. Tareen Wright. Saturday, January 9th, 2016. And you niggas trying to tell me I ain't put no work in on this nigga's platform? This nigga can't get no goddamn PhDs on January 9th to come on his platform. And I ain't hating the brother. I'm happy he back in the game. But nigga, you wouldn't be in the game if Pit Boss didn't give you some change. Fuck all that bullshit, nigga. Keep it 100, nigga. Get from around me. So I just kept going, man. I didn't stop. I stopped. Gave them niggas this. Shit like this. I dropped this January 10th, the next day after I put her on Israel Doctrine Show. The next day I wake up, I drop Paul Coffey, a sea captain in the 18th century. Pan-Africanism before it really got started. He was already in the game. He didn't have no help though. He had to go out solo. Right? We get a little bit. This is Alan Brown from the Dagger Squad. He trying to come in with that bullshit. He got to put in his paradigm. I let it ride because he was enjoying the platform. Then somebody else come in. Alan Brown again. He trying to put that socialism inside my Pan-African group. There are other groups for that. I'm not against the paradigm. I'm trying to teach this one though. And instead of these brothers wanting to build on top of the blocks I'm building, they steady want to debate and throw their shit in. That's cool. I let him do it. He did that January 12th. Before there was ever a Dagger Squad. Before a Dagger Squad was invented. Yes, sir. I was rocking it. Hold on. When it's on, it's on. Niggas is all in the inbox. Look, I even gave him some promo. That's me promoting that same dude, Alan Brown, from the Dagger Squad. Black power is development of your mind, body, and soul in one continuous motion. If you need personal training, hit up Alan Brown. That's the type of shit I was doing January 2016. Holla at your boy. It is what it is. This lady, I know, I spoke to on the phone. This is the Watt Seed lady, Anna Carter from LA, West Side Ciophilia Mania. Y'all know what it is. After the Rodney King riots and the verdict in 1992, Anna Marie Carter was shocked at how dependent her community in Watts, California was on the outside of the bases such as food. Now, this woman does the natural food beyond anybody I ever met. She's a national figure fighting against Monsanto. Got 1,000 products on her shit. Heirloom seeds going back forever. Known on a world stage. She's developed natural gardens all over the goddamn world off the seeds that she provides from her garden. She the real deal, 5-star chef. I know her. If I reach out to her, she'll come straight on my show and run it. I'll be like, let's talk about Monsanto. She'll be like, I'll be over there. I heard about you. I seen your video, Monsanto versus the Bayer merger. This shit ain't fake with me. I ain't got no suckers in my motherfucking produce in my profiles. I got a few creepers creeping in. That's enough. I'm trying to stunt. I'm tired of stunting. I'm just tired of stunting because y'all get mad when I stunt. I ain't got but goddamn 10 viewers. I only get 100 views. What y'all mad at? It ain't like I'm really putting no dent against y'all Satanism and blackface. I'm just only getting 1 or 2 people. Y'all mad as shit. Let me get 1 or 2 convert back to the truth. So, you know, somebody got a chance. Because y'all got a mountain and 1 million people following y'all. That shit crazy. Motherfuckers pumped up Kev Gills. Because, boy, that shit right there, y'all would have lost y'all mind. Anybody against the Fraternal Order of Pan-African to be for that bullshit. Man, look. Go outside. Climb the telephone pole. Call your girlfriend, your mother, and your best friend. Tell them that you love them. Hang up the phone and jump. And do us all a favor. I'm just bullshitting. Stay a hater, man. Live 100,000 years. I ain't tripping. I'm just doing what I do. What I do. See, I put that shit in the room because me and my partner Sharp Spear, that's who started the room with me. He just don't like to go public, but he just as cold as me. Maybe he's colder. He could come do everything Pitt do on his own. He could do all this shit by himself. Same shit. He'll sound just like me. We went back and forth for years building this shit. And then I just went public. He just kicked back in the cut and watched me go. He let me take all this motherfucking heat by my goddamn self. He over there smacking down on a chicken out his farm. Nigga live on 100 and something acres in the middle of Texas. Grew up in Pacoima, California with a nigga. Been knowing this nigga since kids. He know all them same old thugs and shit I do. His father is a 50-year Pan-African professor at a CSUN college, where I'm from, in Northridge, California. Nigga been in the game before all these niggas in the conscious community doing Pan-Africanism on a college level, before any nigga that I ever see come forward. That nigga told me, nigga, all them people y'all see in the conscious community were students in my classroom. Trust and believe. His wife started a credit union in my neighborhood. Really though. That's my homie. That's how we get down. And I'll bring him on here. Let him go in on y'all. I could play some audio where I got him on the phone, cheer, you know, dropping that heat on Alan Brown, the dude that did the weight. What's up, Alan Brown? I'll at your boy. And that's really the pit boss. Before I had to fight off the player haters, when nobody was really hating, they used to come in my group at the time, but I kicked their ass out. I was like, man, if you on that fake shit, get away from me. I got some shit to do. I'm gonna let y'all in later. Now I'll let you in. Come on over there. Come on in and beat up the information and drop all that goddamn socialism and communism shit in my room. Go ahead. Because you can't bury that. That information is going down. So you can't stop it, baby. The battle ram. I'm going in. And that's what I've been doing. So if y'all think I just popped up yesterday, you got me twisted. You tripping. You getting high on your own supply. Uh-oh. What up, Joe?
What it do, bro?
Look at Joe, cool in the move. What's up with you, homie?
Chilling, chilling. You can hear me good?
Yeah, man, you coming in loud and clear. What it do, bro?
Sweet, sweet, man. Hey, I checked out that I checked out that one video you made about a week ago. Brothers that went over on that platform kind of made
What's the topic you talking about in the video?
I forget the exact name, but Carl G-Con.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
I seen the video, man, and you are on point. And that's even bringing it back to what you're talking about right now. They couldn't wait to talk to. This dude literally spoke from the book of the law that what's that heathen Albert Pike wrote. Pretty much he was saying when they was talking about
Aleister Crowley.
Yep. They was talking about consciousness, and then he said something about lower consciousness to a higher self and blah blah blah. That was right out of their manual, man, of what you be saying, Satanism. But man, one of them guys picked it up and they were asking insignificant questions because they're all Bible believers, and it kind of hurt my heart that they was able to get food like that, right? So instead of them refuting what he said with script, they go into a philosophical conversation, which pretty much he beat them up. You know what I'm saying? And then I seen the title of the video, and it's like, wow, man, like these guys just letting Abba down. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I mean, they all spent time. We go all the way back when G Conscious used to be damn near Israel Doctrine's sidekick, right? Before he really got his weight up, before he knew how to hit a live button on YouTube, he was over there getting schooled up by Israel Doctrine. But when he left that platform, he wanted to build his own brand. So he fought Israel Doctrine on his way out the door. And then when he got his own little brand, he went and joined up and became an integrationist.
Yeah, I seen that.
In the aspect of his economics. You know what I mean? I don't care if your paradigm allows other people to come in, but your economics must be controlled by black people. White folks can enjoy it, but they can't own it. That's just some real shit. But he did that, and he went and joined forces that way, and he beating up everybody, and then they're all doing it trying to get this on his platform. So now here you go, all of y'all are on it at the same time. He's giving you the floor. He's letting you break down your shit, and all of them just fall apart, looking like straight clowns. And then they sat there. They sat there going for it. You feel me? And
yeah.
The more he clowned them, the more they thought they was being popular. You feel me? When in reality, that video about to live on forever. We got that shit up now, sitting on about 10,000 views or something.
Yeah.
Y'all want to go? Some people say they couldn't find it, but it's on his channel. I think you got to go to Black News 102. It's like the second or third video on there, and you'll kind of be able to tell. Just click on a few of them, and you can see. And it's like, bro, y'all work too hard to get over there and fall apart like that.
Exactly.
So now I step in. I don't abuse them in the video I put up. I just had to become the voice of reason because I all the time got to take the hard job. So I said, let me just be the voice of reason because they got to clean themselves up now. Y'all look stupid. And I had to give Sarnetta credit because he fighting them, so he just won in that chess move.
Yeah.
Checkmate ass. Like, now I got y'all looking stupid. And, you know, he gave him a shot.
And it was even worse with the now I'm gonna give Carl some credit. That debate with Michael Edwards, he handled Michael Edwards. And Michael Edwards exposed himself, you know what I'm saying, by him hanging out with the likes of Polite, right? It kind of shows you how you hanging out with someone that don't necessarily believe in don't believe in what you believe in, pretty much blasphemes everything you believe in. That dude's ideology done crept, it's done Edwards. And for him to even say half of the stuff he said about the Bible and about the God of the Bible was he exposed himself. And that was one of the things when and going to the name of this video, you know, knowing your next move. Going into that little panel discussion, they should have hit with like, bro, what, you know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? And do you actually know where the origins of your ideology comes from? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that they don't know that. Maybe they don't. But they should have been hitting him on that instead of trying to, I don't know, show how smart they were or how much information they had. They should have just been hitting him upside the head with the script and exposing him for the ideology that he really holds, which is a Luciferian ideology. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats can't see it. But yeah, man, Michael Edwards done got caught up in the web, man, and for real.
I mean,
It's
you
sad.
know, like he did because he fell for at when he first came out, he was defending in the black media and he was going hard.
Yeah.
He damn near had Sarnetta kind of shook at that moment before because Sarnetta
Right.
didn't know who he was, so he was kind of like, who the hell is this dude? And before long, he took the bait. And after he took the bait, it was over. You know what I'm saying? It was like he took the bait and then he went to doing his thing. Now he could have got his game on and really got some publicity to push his line, but you know he don't really come on Sarnetta and deliver information. He kind of rather do it on his own page, where you know since you supporting the page or the platform, you should use it to benefit yourself to get your message out. But I don't see him on there that often, except just the call in.
Yeah, yeah. So man, yeah, I just wanted to hit you up, man. I'm gonna finish looking at that video I seen about the Alice Bailey paradigm. I'm familiar with that whole lot of those heathens that teach that taught that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like you said, once you know it, you see it, and then you can identify it when you hear it, and you can refute it, man. So, congratulations, man, on bringing out the truth. You know what I'm saying, and giving viewers the information that's needed because a lot of that sounds, oh man, that's pretty deep, boom, 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 boom. But if you actually go to the origins of it, man, you'll see how sinister that information really is, and it's nothing new.
Yeah, it's
And it's
sinister.
nothing new.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It was just that
But
since
all right.
practicing. I appreciate though, Joe Cool. You know you can always hit me whenever you want, man. We good.
I seen you been playing war chess, so I had to sit back and relax and just observe. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to get caught up in one of them Bishop Gamuts or something, you know?
Oh, yeah. Anybody want to play pit live chess? I'll turn on War Chess 38 and we can get at it. Whatever they want to do.
That's
And
what's up, brother. But I'm gonna
yeah,
go
so
ahead and get out of here, man, and let you finish your build, man. Good looking out.
okay, for sure, bro. For sure. Yeah,
Peace, man.
so until the next one of y'all get brave enough to hit the link, let me show you a little more information that I was never really able to to bring out. You know what I'm saying? And hold on real quick. Let me see who this was. Oh, okay. Okay. Boom. All right. Somebody asked me join the team. Let me put them in the game now. All right. Okay, so now I want to go into something I did not want to get on the platform over there. I just wanted to introduce it so it could become information that could be reviewed. So now I'm gonna get on in a little more deeper over here. And we're just gonna read a little bit since we over here is flip-flopping. So this was something that I showed Sinet and them, but I didn't really get into the information. And it's called the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea. It's travel and trade in the Indian Ocean, right? Now, this is the full text of it. Now, to explain it in a little depth, let's go down a little bit and let's read a little bit, right? It's translated from the Greek, but it's not necessarily written by a Greek. It's the same way if you go out and publish a book in English, that don't make the person who wrote it an Englishman. So the table of the contents of it, we're going to get into the introduction. It has the date and authorship. Now, what the Periplus means, basically, it's like just considered an entry log. So if you're traveling on a boat and you're making multiple stops from here to there, you have to put in an entry log. You got to say what you're selling, what you're buying. You might even add more content. If you pulled into a port you never been into, you might want to give us a description about the people in that, from that area at that port, and whether they friendly, violent, whatever, you know, you want to kind of put some information in there so that when you bring it back, we could add it to a bigger pile of information and start to understand what's going on in the trade industry. This was the commerce of their day. This was the Paul Coffee of that day. But this was 2,000 years ago. So it has the bibliography of the Periplus, right? And let me drop this link inside the chat room because some of y'all actually studiers of the information, right? So I'm gonna let y'all rock along with me, or y'all can get the link and use it for another day. But that's the link of the particular page I'm on, right? So y'all can have it, right? It has 50 notes. It has the articles of the trade mentioned in the Periplus, has articles subject to the duty at Alexandria. That's in Egypt. The date of the Periplus as determined by various commentators. It gives you all the dates of these things. Rulers mentioned in the Periplus. We're going to go down to that. Page 249, right? So I'm gonna try to go down. I want to deal with these rulers because that's some interesting stuff. 294, I believe it was. Hold on. Uh-oh. I think it was somewhere around there. Oh, shit. Hold on. 1 second. Oh, shit. I got to go back up here and look. I already forgot. Where your mind at? Yeah, it says rulers mentioned in the Periplus on 294. Where the hell is 294? All right. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up. You know how black folks really got to do it. Start from the bottom and work your way up. Shit. They is not letting you get on the escalator. You is not getting on the elevator. You're going to have to climb up the side of the wall with your fingernails if you want to get up there. Hold on. All right. 291. Oh, I guess this is just going to give me straight names. Oh, okay. Rulers mentioned. Zoscales, king of the people called Axum-Etus. Date fixed by Salt in 1804 as 76 to 89 AD. His conclusion, depending on the arbitrary argument of the Abyssinian chronicles, as he said himself, are not to be depended upon. A more probable period for this reign would be 59 to 72 AD, right? Malachias, king of the Natabians, mentioned also by Josephus, Bel, Lud, and Il, in the scriptures cited in the Vulgate Fix, is dated as 40 through 70 AD, right? The Cherubel king of the Hemorites and the Sabbatites, the emperor, probably Claudius or Nero, in 41 to 50 and 54 through 68, respectively. Elias, king of the frankincense country. Inscriptions cited by glaciers fixed on his reign about 25 to 65 AD. Parthian prince at war with each other, probably within the decade following the death of Gondoraz, which occurred in 51 AD. Nabonidus, king of Africa. How many of y'all know about that? All you historians. Perhaps Naphipina, the Saka satrap, or the predecessor of that name, but before the victories which led to the establishing of the Saka era of 78 AD. The elder Saragonis, who had previously governed Calalina, probably Asherai Sakarana. I don't know how to say all these words. Then the Adra king, who ruled about 44 to 69 AD, who was the eastern capital of Dayakata. So that the author of the Periplus, landing on the west coast, he was more than a name, and a visible authority was vested in the western victories. And Sendaris, who possessed Kalina, probably Sendaris Satakrana, who ruled the Anhar king in 83 to 04 AD. But before his ascension to the throne, while as one of the heirs presumptive, he was acting as a vesiry at the Pantheon towards the end of the reign of the Asharta. Now, mind you, most of this area is ruled by the Romans at this particular time of these entries. It didn't even matter if you went all the way to the west of Africa. They reigned all the way to the rocks of Gibraltar. That's where Morocco and a little bit of water separates Morocco and Spain. All the way out there. All the way from Egypt to all the way out there and everything on that Mediterranean Sea, going all the way up the Isles of the Gentiles. The Emperor Nero and Vespucian and Claudius reigned. Everybody else who was a king in them areas paid taxes to the emperor. He was a vassal king. The Periplus. It's going to prove to you that they believed in the Bible if you read it. It's going to prove to you. Now, I mean, how about this? Not that they believed the story, but that they believed that all the characters was real as they traveled along that ship, making these entries. If I get into some of these entries, which are pretty interesting, this is why I introduced the information, because They gonna go read it. They ain't gonna give me no credit, but watch this. 3 months from now, somebody gonna be doing a breakdown on the Periplus on Black Magic 363, like they just really came with some deep shit that ain't, you know, because that's what they do. Instead of giving you some credit so that we all could build up and be like, yo, I was watching the Digital Pitbull channel and he had introduced this information, so I ran and really did some homework, and now that I got it, let me tell you what I've learned. And then they're gonna be like, well, who introduced that? Oh, the Digital Pit Boss. You don't watch that show? Nah, I never heard of it. Oh, well, you lame as hell then. You don't have no correct information. That's what they're gonna have to tell in a minute. If I keep going. Look at this in Kings of Arabia. The turmoil in South Arabia this time has already been mentioned within a few years of Habashat. Had been driven to Africa. Kabaton and Saba had succumbed to the Hadramat of the Hayam remain. The Hermorite dynasty was not yet firmly established, and the conditions of the country was feudal. Every tribe enjoying a large measure of independence, which is the condition here described, were the Merarites, normally Hamorites, the Lids, its own taxes and commerce, and maintain its own colonial enterprise in Anzania and Zania. See, that's Africa at that time. This word right here. Let me blow it up. That's that Africa that you call Africa today. But this shit is giving you insight on your history that you're not going to get from none of these PhD comedic niggas 5,000 years ago into the history and don't want to get into the 1st century, 2nd century, 3rd century, so we can understand why they start building churches, shutting down temples, and switching up their motherfucking black power into some Booker T. Washington African-American Pan-Africanism of today. They don't want to touch it. That's the real, y'all. Now, in just a few short minutes, an hour, Pit Boss loaded up the goddamn channel full of shit, full of stuff. Now, do y'all want to support my channel like their followers support theirs? I'm ready to get some sophisticated systems over here that cost $1,000 a pop. I'm ready to add on to my computer systems. And I do it every day, whether y'all help me or not. I'm doing something. Today, I'm going to go and watch the Tupac movie, and I'll come back. I might do a review for y'all. West Side Sia. I've read a couple of reviews, and they don't like the movie because it's being too truthful and it's not showing the false impression that his actual music career was showing for the propaganda to sell records. Now, the movie itself, what I'm hearing, is a little more truthful, and the truth ain't always so well received. I'll go see it for myself, and I'll let you know. I have a few personal run-ins with Tupac in a couple of occasions. I'll talk about it. First, I'm going to go see the movie, though. Holla at your boy. You know how we do it. So, Dr. Pimpin' in the truck getting the money. If the wheels ain't turning, Dr. Pimpin' ain't no money earning. Keep them wheels turning. I know all about the lot lizards out there in Amarillo, Texas, when you take that 24-hour restart on your logbook. Holla. What y'all know about a lot lizard? Anybody know what a lot lizard is? Akasha, don't tell them. Somebody write what a lot lizard is. Dr. Pimpin', don't tell them. Man, you got a whole lot of pimp game. I don't know why you ain't live from the truck. Putting that pimping behind the steering wheel. Okay, so here we go. Let me see this. What else I want to say, man? Yeah, I got a PayPal. Y'all tell me what y'all want me to go get. Let's improve the paradigm. What else I can do? I can use a whole new background. I know y'all hate everybody asking y'all for some money, but y'all ain't on this side of the goddamn game having to deal with this shit. Y'all know how much shit I take? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. I'll show you one day. You can go to Instagram, Fraternal Order of Pan-Africanism. Sign up there. Get your little Pan-African history. You can go to Facebook, Fraternal Order of Pan-Africanism. You can go to Facebook, DPB Studios. You don't want to give me no money? Buy a logo. Let me manage your social media. Let me help you build your brand. We can do a lot of things. I got a lot of shit cracking. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could just call me and let me hook up with you and get some money with what you doing. Email me at 99lightyears@gmail.com. L-I-G-H-T. How you spell light years? LIGHTYEARS@gmail.com. I'll send you my phone number. We'll chop it up. Yep, we can get it. December 31st is going to be the last day I give you public access to anything I'm cracking. After that, you just got to watch the uploads, because me and the calculated risk takers is out this piece with the money. I will never ask you for another dime to help me build nothing. But if you involved at that time, I'm going to broadcast from the coldest shit. Y'all going to be like, where is he? I'm going to be like, in heaven. Manifested on earth. Holla. Y'all sit back and wonder, is it true? And you're going to be wondering just like you did when I told you about the Bitcoin at $750. You're going to be wondering when I told you about 30 bars of soap for $90. You're going to be wondering like I told you about the digital library, $20. You're going to be wondering when I tell you about the Chronic magazine, global, smoke that bomb all over the earth. You're going to be wondering. I'm going to London, have tea with Surfing Tangent. Then I'm going to double back and go to Texas and lift weights with a saga. Then I'm going to fly on up to Chicago and get my G on with Big Sean. Then I'm going into a mountain in California and get my eat on with Black Ink. I'm just going to be all over the planet getting it. Then I'm going to Detroit and get my psychology from the Negroologist. I'm going to be all over the planet. CRT in it. I'm going to be everywhere. Getting it. What you know about it. Hope that you're there with me. But you got to get the hate out your heart and start building some shit. We could buy a city for $2 million and build a factory, a STEM-based society. If it ain't STEM-based, you're going to be running around looking for mangoes. If it's STEM-based, you're going to be creating digital platforms, getting millions. Instead of mangoes, you'll be getting millions. Holla. The mighty dollar. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. And you know how we do it, right? So I got a special treat for you, right? Special treat for you. Give you an opportunity to get it in where you need be, right? And so that you don't get caught up out here, right? If you've been working on your dream and your dream, is slowly manifesting and it don't feel like it's coming fast enough, hang on. Because if it's something that's worthwhile, then sometimes it's created slowly. It's one step at a time. Sometimes you're going to be doing the right thing and some bullshit are going to come along and knock you down. That's how you build a strong soldier. When you lift weights, you go home with your muscles aching. This shit hurt. But when they aching, they getting stronger. So just keep lifting. Keep going. You're getting stronger. It's pain into getting stronger. It's a natural thing. If you comedic in your paradigm, stop wasting your time fighting the Bible. Start building Kemet. Stop fighting the Bible. That's it. Just start building Kemet. Right there where you're at. Build your first pyramid. I come over there and bless it. I'll put some of that blessing on it for you. That's all you got to do. If you Hebrew Israelite, break the curse and go find your tribes and get to it. Break the curse you're under. Because everybody over here in the CRTs, we ain't under no curse. We under oppression. And that shit changed as soon as you got some change. That's all I can tell you. If you're an atheist, I don't know what to tell you. Go find Unc. That's the best I can tell you. Because, you done. And if you want to get money, you got to calculate your risk. Because if you don't calculate your risk, you just start laying stupid ass bets all over the place and don't never have no change. So calculate your risk. Stay one move ahead. And remember, people are going to come in your lives. Your old friends are gold and your new friends are silver. They twinkle, but they don't got much value. It takes time to gain value. And people gonna come and go in your lives. People come in your lives for reasons, seasons, lifetimes, and encounters. And them encounters is a cold step because it's very short. Them seasons last a little while, but they leave too. But the lifetime people, they never leave. They stay in your metaphysical consciousness. We call them our loved ones. And they changed our lives for the time that you was able to see them in the physical. And they help you to move on and build. And then when you gone, you remain in somebody's life, in their mind. And so you help them build. And they're going to do you wrong. Even the ones you love going to do you wrong. Don't get mad. Just remember this little bit of slogan right here. Just understand it's got to be the way that it's got to be.
It was like, AT, why you always so distant from everybody? It seems like you don't have friends. You're always distant. It's like you don't let nobody get close to you. And the sad part about it was he was right. I really don't. I've seen a lot of friendships go down to the wayside and a lot of people business be put out in Front Street. It's crazy because your best friend will probably be the one to betray you. And they say love thy neighbor. But there's no telling how many bodies they got in their backyard because the grass sure does look good on top when the dirt is packed hard, see? Me, I don't have friends. See, this terminology that we seem to believe in just doesn't seem to fit in the timeline of the generation that I was conceived in. Yeah, we cool. How I'm your boy on the weekend, but as soon as I turn my back, that's when the floorboards go to creaking and the rats go to creeping and everybody starts talking like church women do about Deacon Brown's wife as soon as the pastor goes to preaching. But we are all good people, right? When you see me, it's, hey man, how you doing? Your family good? Everything good with you? But under their breath, they mumbling like, how it's a bus would hit you. Wait, what was that? Nothing, man. Glad to see you doing okay. See, this is just an example of the things that tend to happen to me every single day, and I don't think it would get better, even if I prayed, because you know the devil was an angel once upon a time. Because saying the fact that God has so much shine, so why should I have faith in mankind? When their jealousy is easy to see like pale white women tan lines, and as far as I can tell, some of us have been in the sun for far too long. So am I wrong? Am I just in my feelings? Did Tony not kill Manny? Did Bishop not kill Raheem? Is this not a representation of a vivid illustration of what happens when you let your so-called friends in on your team? Or is this just a dream? I know it's not the one that died the king, but in this picture, all I can see is me, just like everyone else. That's why we always gotta stop to take a selfie. So if it doesn't concern me, then it doesn't concern us. Here we got gasoline-soaked bridges that are waiting to burn trust, but we want equality for everyone. But everyone ain't for everyone, cause when you're down and out, there's never anyone to help pick you up, to help carry one. But it's kinda ironic, because when you die, it takes 6 people to help carry one. But amongst everyone, nobody wants to be that very one. So if I die today, I don't want you liking none of my pictures, sharing my statuses, saying I miss you. Cause when I was here, day to day, you ain't give a shit about me. Now you putting on that they're like you can't forget about me. And that's real. T-Law.
Check it out. Doublespeak is a language that pretends to communicate but really doesn't. It is a language that makes the bad seem good, the negative appear positive, the unpleasant appear attractive, or at least tolerable. Doublespeak is a language that avoids and shifts responsibility. Language that is at variance with its real or purported meaning. It is a language that conceals or prevents thought rather than extend thought. Doublespeak limits thought. Be careful of those that doublespeak. Be on guard. If life hands you lemons, turn that shit into lavender lemonade. Holla.